Hello, folks. Hope you're well. It's Autism Acceptance Month. I hope you're having a good one so far, and I'm very good. I've had a nice week. I've been doing all the bits and bobs, all the projects that I've got going on for the month. Our comic came out yesterday, for example. I don't know if you've probably seen it if you follow me on Twitter at RB6K. I did a comic about autistic careers and just how accommodations can help autistic people to manage their careers and survive in their careers. If you follow me on Twitter, or even if you don't, if you could, I'll put the link in the description below. If you could go give that a like, a retweet, and maybe tag some people in it. I'm kind of trying to get to, so last year I think my comic had something like 2,500 likes and 1,000 retweets, and I'd really like to get to that point at least. And at the moment, I mean, it's only early days, but at the moment it's not at that point, so I'm kind of thinking of anything I can do to give that a little boost. In other news, I've also got the podcast that kind of accompanies that theme coming out tomorrow. So if you're watching this on the Tuesday that I release it, then you'll find that on Spotify and other platforms tomorrow, the ACH Podcast, which is me interviewing different autistic people about their careers, that's kicking off. We're kicking off with Matt, who's called Ruby Nova. He's a senior developer for a video game company. And then Mooney, who's a viz dev. She works in all sorts of different fields and has worked on music videos and other sorts of projects. So it's just, yeah, it's been very cool interviewing them both. I've got an interview lined up tonight with somebody who has worked in both accounting and legal firms at higher levels, and so has generally worked in these sort of high pressure office-based sort of service environments, and I'm excited to hear what she has to say about being autistic in that kind of workplace. I've got lots of other people lined up. I mean, Lelujo's going to do an episode with me at one point about being a YouTuber. Bex is going to do one about being a creator at some point. I've got a creative lead on a video game. Lots of different bits and pieces that are lined up. There are other people there as well. And yeah, it's looking good. I'm excited to get the first 3 out. It's going to be me doing an intro episode where I just introduce what we're doing, why we're doing it, where I'm writing it from, and all of that stuff, where I'm releasing it from, and then straight into the other 2 episodes that are interviews. It's been interesting sort of learning that I need to slow down a bit when I'm interviewing people, and I need to, I don't know, you'll notice the time's inconsistent on both of them. I feel like I'm quite happy to let people riff and talk, and so with Matt we talked for about an hour, but then on Mooney's one, the second one, it was a bit of a shorter recording, sorry. But I feel like we answered all the questions, we had a conversation. I didn't want to sort of push anyone to stop or push anyone to talk more, but you know, it'll even out over time. It'll become more of a thing on its own, right? It's been fun doing it and learning to be the person who just kind of threads the conversation along, which is, yeah, it's interesting. It's a new skill that I didn't realize I obviously need to work on. It's cool. I like learning new skills, so that's all good. So other things in my life are going really well at the moment. I have the kitchen nearly finished. I haven't been building it. I just mean it's nearly finished. The guy just had to put some cement down on the floor today, and then tomorrow he's going to lay the floor. Once he's done that, I think his work is done. He'll just help me move the fridge and all that sort of thing. And then we're just waiting for a tiler to come over and tile the walls, a painter to come over and paint the walls. I guess that would happen in the other way round. You'd want to paint them and then tile them, I guess. I don't know. I'll let someone else decide that stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited. I've been doing a video bit by bit of all the different steps along the way. I feel like that might be a pain to edit because it's just going to be lots of and here's today and here's today the way I've done it, and that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to figure that out. It may be that I end up throwing away the whole idea and just interspersing little bits into a different sort of vlog where it's just me talking and cutting to bits. I don't know. But originally it was going to be a story about the kitchen, and I realized that there's just a whole lot of, and here is the next reveal, and here's I mean, I could probably just skip through some bits and then on to the final reveal rather than making it a whole day by day update. That probably makes sense. I don't know why I'm doing this on the vlog rather than not just talking about it to myself offline, but you know, you're seeing me think through the process live. The creative process is happening. Speaking of creative processes that are happening, that was a good segue, wasn't it? Cool. Beautiful. The Game Jam game that we're working on is due out on the 20th of April at the moment. The Game Jam finishes on the 17th, and then everybody has that amount of time to put them online, basically, and get them ready for launch. I am super proud of my team and what we've done so far. Matt has programmed like just the best sort of, you know, it all works how we want it to work. It's a very cool looking situation. lots of different features that we've asked for, that we've written in. Bex has drawn these amazing sort of characters, and I guess they're like, what would you refer them to as? Like, we're calling them enemies when we're talking about them, but they're meant to be like thoughts. They're meant to be like amorphous blob things that are thoughts. We've got different Metroidvania style moves, designing the levels at the moment. I've written a bit of a thread of a story to go through it all, and mini bosses, and it's all about emotions and mental health and stuff. It's going to be good. I'm very excited. I saw the level design that Bex put together earlier. Basically, she added in some backgrounds and stuff, and yeah, we're making a bona fide Metroidvania here. It's got, I think, 4 areas, so it's a decent sized game. I think it's, I'd be interested to see how long it takes to complete once we've built it out. But I think people are going to have fun with it. It's going to be worth the admission kind of thing. It's going to be worth having a crack at. It's not, last year when we made our visual novel, it was like, you go through the novel, you've done it, it's done. This is like a game where you may well have to come back to it and say, right, I only got this far before. I need to maybe raise that with them. Genuinely, I think this might take people a couple of sittings to play through legitimately. The way we've made it, it's a proper, as I say, it's a proper game. I'm actually excited, thinking this is a proper game. We could absolutely add more areas to this and flesh it out and make it into a fully fledged Metroidvania game, and it would legitimately fit in. I'm very impressed. It's very cool, and I look forward to developing future things like that. But yeah, 20, if that comes out, you'll hear me talk about it, of course. I love all this because I know I did this last year, but I don't know. It just feels like I'm living one of my sort of dream scenarios more at the moment. I think last year it felt like I was just doing it. I was attaching myself to something that was happening. This year I'm kind of there helping drive it forward, and I'm involved in the development of this thing and the development of this thing. And, it's like, okay, I'm actually living a life where I make random comics with people, and I make games with people, and I do a project where I interview a load of people, and that's cool. It feels like something that I want to build on, want to do more of. And obviously I'm doing the videos with Kev, going to different countries. We're going to Italy next week to look around Turin for a couple of days, and I just feel like I've wanted this kind of lifestyle for ages, and now suddenly it's come along, and it's exciting, it's cool, and I'm a bit tired. I've not slept very well, but I'm all right. I'm like mentally okay. I've been going to bed at like 3:34 in the morning, not through lack of trying to go to bed earlier. I've been laying in bed trying to go to sleep and then thinking, oh God, maybe if I read for a bit, or maybe if I look this up, or maybe if I do that. It's just been a bit silly, but I'll get over it. It'll pass. It comes and goes. It wasn't happening. My tablets were making me fall asleep at one point, and then suddenly, I don't know, maybe I had Pepsi maybe in the evening, or maybe I need to stop doing that. I don't know. I'll find some. I tried not having it, and it didn't help. I tried having more of it just because I thought, you know what, sometimes caffeine makes me tired, but no, that didn't work either. I reckon it's just out of sorts because the house is a mess because of the kitchen guy come in, and we had a few big changes at work. My routine's a bit all over the place. The kids are on school holidays. I imagine I'm just a bit out of sorts, but no complaints. Just telling you how it is. So yeah, it's. I think that's all I've really got to cover at the moment. It's a busy time, loads of stuff to do. I've literally got to finish recording this, and then before my lunch break ends, I've got to record my intro to the podcast. Probably like 15 minutes, just talking about it, if that. I just want to basically, for iTunes to do well, you have to put 3 episodes up, and when you have 3 up, iTunes puts you in new and noteworthy, and you have that for 12 weeks regardless. So if you've done 3 episodes, 1 a week, in week 3 you get put into it, and then you've only got 9 weeks in new and noteworthy. If you do 3 up front, you get 12 weeks in new and noteworthy, and in new and noteworthy they bump you up and put you in like the easy to access bits of iTunes or podcast app, whatever it's called now, which means that people just browsing it happen to see you, and so forth. So if I can get a lot of early downloads, a lot of early reviews calling me a legend, saying that it's really good, all that stuff, then hint, then yeah, lots of autistic people will get to hear it and see it and so forth, and hopefully then benefit from it. So yeah, I think the key message from this entire vlog is please go and share, like, retweet, and tag people on the comic that I did about autistic careers, and then please do the same with the podcast. Just help me spread the word. It'd be really good to just have it go and hit a load of numbers, and I was just say go viral, but I don't expect that kind of content to go viral. I just want lots of people to see it so that more people benefit from it. It's Autism Acceptance Month. I think it's a really big topic, and I'm talking to a couple of companies who are going to try and, I think I'm hoping one will sponsor me on the podcast. I've actually got someone who has sponsored me, but in a different way, which has been really cool. I'm very grateful for that. And I need to find out what they want me to actually say on the podcast about that, because we haven't so far. But yeah, it's been a wild week so far. It's only 4 days in, but yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Please help me with the links below, and I'll catch you all soon. Have a good week. Let me know how you're getting on as well. Bye, everyone.